Bingo! Welcome, guys, to another edition of Better Call Saul spoiler review, and we're reviewing Bingo. That's a bingo. And gotta say, like I said in my last review, I was super entertained by this episode. Now, the Kettlemens. How stupid are they? Of course, you know it's the wife that's calling all the shots. So this is a spoiler review. I'm assuming you saw the episode. These are just my thoughts. What we see in this episode is basically like the beginning. We see Mike, be done with his kind of stuff a little bit. That rookie cop was pissed off that Mike, he knows that Mike took that notebook. He knows that was a whole setup. Saul spilling a coffee on him. Just saying pretty much that he's coming after Mike. So watch out, because he's the young gun on the force. And of course, the other guy who's from Philadelphia, they had a face stare off. The one dude had this kind of face. Mike has this kind of face. And Robert De Niro has this kind of face. These shoes? You say these shoes? But, after that face stare off, we see Saul and Kim, which I really enjoy this relationship. I think it is blossoming really well. You could tell that they care for each other in a friendship kind of way as well. You can see they're really, really great friends, even though she's working for another firm, even though she's, the offer that Saul gave her to work in his new office was nice, but, she said, I can't do it. I owe it to these guys. I literally owe them. I can't do it. I appreciate it, but I can't do it. It was a very awkward moment, but you can see that relationship really blossoming. You can see that Kim does really trust Saul. She speaks. She's the only one really that speaks highly of him, other than Chuck. Really great stuff. And speaking of Chuck, man, Chuck in this episode, I'm almost there. Giving himself a tan. Giving himself what was he? Personal best 2 minutes, whatever. He's trying to get better, which is good for Chuck. It's all in his head. Honestly, he's out there in the sun, trying to get better. Just going Hulk Hogan on. No, I don't want to rip the shirt. I like the shirt. But yeah, he's just trying to get better. He's saying he wants to get to 5 minutes next week. So what's great about that episode, and my grandma called it. My grandma likes Better Call Saul too. My grandma, bingo. Well, anyway, yeah. She called it. She said that he brought in all that paperwork to basically have Chuck. Chuck says he wants to get back in the game. He wants to get back to working. Well, that's exactly what Saul did. Plant that paperwork for Chuck to do, and that's great. Saul wants to get him better, wants to get him back out there. So it's great that Chuck is getting better. I'm just every time though, I wonder what happens to Chuck, because we all know what happens to Saul in Breaking Bad. So it's gonna be heartbreaking to see what happens. Because I don't think anything good is going to come of it after we're all said and done with this series. Well, anyway, the Kettlemens. We got to get to the Kettlemens, man. The Kettlemens. Now, remember, after Mike's whole ordeal, he said, for Saul, I'm done. You can go home, do your thing. Of course, Saul's going to send him the bill. But the Kettlemens have Kim, and Kim is telling him straight up, either you give the money back and your husband gets a 1.5 years in jail, something like that, or you go ahead, keep the money, but your husband gets 30 years in jail. Most, that's just lenient. He's gonna be rotting in the cell. Your kids are gonna be seeing your husband in a cell every year. That what? The wife was like, that's fine with me. I don't want no deal. We're not taking no deal. And Kim knows they're guilty. Kim's like, your little, trip, your little camping trip, you're done. Just take the damn deal. This is the best you're going to get. And of course, the Kettlemens are so hard-headed. Well, the wife is. They say, you're fired, I'm done. And Kim gets literally fired as well. I think she gets fired from the firm. I believe that was when she called Saul. Well, anyway. So, who do the Kettlemens go to? Of course, they go to Saul. And Saul's like, these sons of bitches, man, coming to me. Nostalgia. And he can't do anything for them. And then he's trying to help Kim out, trying to get him to go back to Kim, take the deal. And of course, in order for them to take the deal, I mean, Saul needs to give up his share as well. Remember, Saul did take the money, and that's what the money he was going to use was for his spanking new, brand new office. However, I mean, I thought that was hysterical. You know, the Kettlemans having to go back to Saul. You know, just watching the wife work her magic and just really be have the pants of the relationship was funny. You could just see Saul's face like, sons of bitches. He had to take the case, of course. But you know what? Saul's a good man. He's a good man, and he asked Mike for that favor. So I absolutely loved what Mike did. Mike spraying the money first, putting the money in the back of the little remote control monster truck. The father finding it, giving it to his wife. They're freaking out. The wife goes and puts it back in their hiding stash, and then Mike goes in the middle of the night, goes into the house, and basically looks at has that blue light, so to speak, purple light, and you see fingerprints all over the house. And Mike's so quiet. If you watch Breaking Bad, you know you would think he would never get, he wouldn't get spotted. He's too good. He's too damn good. So he finds it underneath, I believe, the sink or somewhat like that. Toilet paper everywhere and this and that. Little hidden little area. Finds all the money, takes it. Absolutely loved that scene. Very smart. I was thinking, why the fuck is he spraying that money? Is he spraying the fingerprints off of Saul? Because is this Saul's money, that he's trying to get back so he could just, say, listen, you guys got all the money. I'm not involved. You need to take the deal. I knew somehow, some way, Saul was trying to get, this case, for them to take the deal, because there's no way Saul was going to win this. Kim even told him, you're not going to win this. Go look at all the paperwork. I didn't find anything, but they're guilty. They're guilty. And they're guilty. It's funny how they play, the wife's like, we don't have no money. We don't want no damn deal. So that was funny. But the way that Mike did it was so clever, so smart. I mean, I was just thinking, why did he spray this? Why did he do that? I'm trying to think, what is he doing? And, kind of light bulb, looking for the fingerprints when he's going in there. Why is he staying behind and this and that? I thought it was a different kind of setup that they were trying to do, but it ended up going that way. And I absolutely loved how they did it. Absolutely loved how Mike, using his smarts, using his ex-cop type tactics. Really loved that. Really loved after Saul gives Mike the money, tells him what to do with it to the DA. And then, Mike telling him, I love the relationship that Mike and Saul have. I think it's really great. I think it makes the show really get a little bit more, a little bit more comedic, a little bit more drama, whatever it be the case. It lifts it up a little bit more because these two are great actors and it's great chemistry. Absolutely love when these two are together. And, Mike telling them, we're all, we're clear, right? We're good, right? This is it. And Saul's like, yeah, we're good. We're good, bro. We're good. Saul giving the money, taking it to the DA, and then Saul going to the Kettlemans and say, go check your bathroom. That was so funny how that chick just went straight running up the stairs. Pretty much, I bet you she wanted to scream so bad. The husband's like, Mr. Kettleman's like, we gotta take the deal, all right, for the kids, this and that. I don't want I don't want to run in jail. I don't want to get raped, whatever be the case. So, very funny stuff right there. Saul doing a good deed, and you could see just, he's just like, he goes ballistic. He goes ballistic, man. He knows he did a great deed, but overall, he loses his office. He's back to kind of square one. He's still doing, the old folks type deal, the wills and everything. He's over there at bingo, being a little Mr. Bob Barker with his thing, hey, don't be bumping elbows. B10. So, Saul, I feel for Saul, and it's interesting. When I watch Saul just break down, answering calls. Now we get to the next, till next week. This is all really for nothing, because Saul's done. Saul's done, really. I mean, we see him in the very beginning of this series. This is all for nothing. He tried to be a good man. It's really just, we all know what happens to Saul in Breaking Bad. So hopefully, at the end of the series that he gets redeemed somehow. But Saul is he's a broken man. And, he's trying to do his best, but we all know his best is just not good enough, especially when he meets Walter White and Jesse Pinkman. Oh, man, just poor Saul, man. This is a really sympathetic character. You really root for him, and no matter what, it still just goes downhill. Absolutely love this series. Think it's a brilliant series. Think the dialogue, like I said in my last video, my non-spoiler, the dialogue is so smart. The script is so good. The characters, this is really a character type show, but the comedy is well done as well. And when it needs to be dramatic, it's great drama. Just check out last week's episode with Mike and his backstory. Great stuff. The acting is the powerhouse of this show, but I really do believe the strongest part of the show is the dialogue. If the dialogue isn't good, acting, vision, all that cinematography, everything is good, but it doesn't elevate. It doesn't bring the show higher than it could be. It doesn't bring it to its potential. And I think the dialogue definitely does that. I think the dialogue is right on the money. It's witty. It's smart-assery, if you want to. That's my word, smart-assery. And it goes somewhere. It definitely has meaning to it, and you want to listen to what these characters have to say, because you don't know what they're going to say. Especially with Saul. Saul's such a smartass and so good at talking. Really good stuff. I want to see Saul versus Robert Downey Jr. from the Judge. Make it happen. So that's my review on Better Call Saul. That's a bingo. Great episode. Another solid episode. Very entertaining. Entertaining in a different kind of way with the dialogue and everything, so to speak. So, man, it's just so sad that we only have like a couple or 3 episodes left of this series. I look forward to it every Monday. Great show. Awesome show. Up there with Breaking Bad. So far, we don't know yet. So we'll see in these next couple seasons if it could live up to the legend of Breaking Bad. It's a different kind of pace than Breaking Bad, but somewhat it has the same tone as Breaking Bad. Somewhat. Breaking Bad was a little bit more, I think, a little bit more catered to the dramatic, while this is drama sometimes, but a lot of comedy is in here as well. I think comedy really works for Saul Goodman. So great stuff, guys. Let me know your thoughts. I want to hear everything below. Let me know what you think about the whole series, of this episode, of the characters. Do you feel the same way I do? If you don't, that's fine. Everybody has their own opinion. Like, if you think The Walking Dead's the best show, go right ahead. That's your opinion. It's in the same network. These two are juggernauts. Happy for AMC. They do come out with quality work. I haven't seen Mad Men. I gotta check out Mad Men. So thank you guys for listening. Subscribe, like, you know the deal. I really appreciate it. I make these videos every single day. I work hard. So please subscribe. And that's all I gotta say, guys. Until next week.